the stand. I carry that crest in my hand, rain on my shoulders, still I stand. Tell me who wears it like we can. Mud on the boots, heart of gold. Those stories living in the cold. Every name that the walls still hold. I was born for this, I was told. Hear that roll in the air, feel that fire everywhere. We don't bend, we don't fold. We were cut from that blue gold. Blue till the end, blue till the end. We rise again, we rise again. Blue till the end, blue till the end. This is our name, this is our skin. When the pressure comes down hard, we don't flinch, we play our part. Every scar on the badge says more than 1,000 songs before. From the first whistle to the last, we remember where we came from fast. No throne, no crown, no borrowed fame, just a city calling out that name. Hear that roll in the air, feel that fire everywhere. We don't bend, we don't fold. We were cut from that blue gold. Blue till the end, blue till the end. We rise again, we rise again. Blue till the end, blue till the end. This is our name, this is our skin. Let the whole ground shake, let the whole world know. We don't chase a moment, we are the home. Hands up high, voice up loud. Same old pride, same crowd. Blue till the end, blue till the end. We rise again, we rise again. Blue till the end, blue till the end. This is our name, this is our skin. Yeah. Ooh. Blue till the end, blue till the end. Loyalty stays even through the storm.
Wake up, it's a blue morning show where the vibes are flowing, so fresh, so low. Everything's about Chelsea, feel like pride. We repping our team, standing side by side. Win or lose, we carry that blue. Talk Chelsea, see Chelsea, it's all true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. In the stands we jump and sway, feel the beat. Got that rhythm in our hearts, can't take defeat. Every match we rise, watch the game unfold. Blue blood running deep, our story told. With every win we celebrate our crew. Chanting songs for Chelsea all day, it's true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no one. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. So the banners fly high under the sun. Every player on that field, together we run. With each kick we feel the passion ignite. For Chelsea our hearts shine forever bright. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no one. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. It's a blue morning show where the vibes are flowing, so fresh, so dope. Everything's about Chelsea, feel like pride. We repping our team, standing side by side. Win or lose, we carry that blue. Talk Chelsea, see Chelsea, it's all true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, loud, loud.
Yes, good people, big up to all of you. Welcome back to Chelsea Perspective. Welcome for another edition of the Blue Morning Show. I do hope you're all doing well. We have quite a lot to talk about, even though there are things we've already talked about, but there are different perspectives to which we can just decide to look at them, and chances are as the show progresses, a new stuff will emerge, and if nothing emerges, we'll just have fun having conversations about our beloved club. But more importantly, thank you once again for finding the time to join me on this particular edition, of Chelsea Perspective, on Chelsea Perspective for another edition of the Blue Morning Show. Just 6 more subscribers to get to 30k subscribers, and as promised, once we get there, the following day we will do a giveaway to appreciate our followers for helping us get to that particular milestone. You get a custom Chelsea jersey with your name on the back, or if you prefer, you get the cash equivalent. But without wasting much of your time, as usual, because we keep it interactive here. But before we continue, we'll talk about Enzo Fernandez, we'll talk about Andreas Santos, Trevoh Chalobah, Pep Chavarría, Granit Xhaka. Not too sure what's going to happen with that one. There are conflicting reports. Some are saying it's over, it's off. Some are saying Chelsea haven't given up. But we will talk about that, and if anything new emerges as the show progresses with regards to the possibility of Granit Xhaka joining Chelsea, we will talk about that. But let me say hello to those of you in the chat. That is Mod Mana saying, make sure you hit the like button. Yes, the more likes we're gonna, the more the YouTube algorithm will be triggered and be forced to push the stream to more people who be interested in the topics we have lined up. Okay, Santi J in the mod. What exactly did he say? Actually, I can't quite remember. Yeah, say hello to him. Who else do we have here? Namaya out. My crazy brother. Always fighting me in the chat. Namaya, nice to see you. I love to see France out. I want England to win it, and I think they can. I get it. It's not been pretty, but that's Thomas Tuchel. That's his thing. It doesn't have to be pretty, but tactically he knows exactly what he's doing. Daniel Knight, big up to you too, and thank you for finding the time to join the conversation. I sincerely do appreciate you. Sack those sporting directors, Wayne Stanley and Stewart. They need to go. Whether they go now, I don't know. Whether they go at all, I don't know. But let's see what happens. Without wasting much of our time, I'm going to switch to the presentation window so we can start addressing the small items we have lined up to discuss. And if after that, if we exhaust them too quickly, then we go news hunting as usual, where we go to Vince's timeline to see what he's got for us, or other Big Chelsea accountant to see if they have anything important for us to discuss. I'm sorry, I have a small cold, so every now and then, I mute the microphone and the video transmission to, cough it out. All right, let's see. Let's go to this window here, and the first item, this sounds sensible, but I think it's just, the man being superstitious here. And I'm going to read it for you. That is Emmanuel Petit saying, Maxime Lacroix to Chelsea. He says, forget it. That's just his opinion. He's not saying it's not going to happen. He says that there is a curse for French defenders at Chelsea since Marcel Desailly and William Gallas. They have all failed. How many central defenders do Chelsea have? 8. And how many of those 8 are French? 3. 3 of the central defenders on our books right now are French, and that includes they include Wesley Fofana, what's his name, Axel the Sissi, one more, Benoit Badiashile. But that doesn't mean that, yeah, the next one we'll sign will be as bad. For Fofana's case, he's a good player, but the injuries he's had since joining Chelsea have dwarfed his development. Every time you see him on the pitch, you see him do something that will get you thinking get you thinking he still plays like he hasn't learned anything, and that's because the injuries he's had haven't allowed him play consistently and continue developing. Badia Chile, I'm not sure what happened. He started very well. He was so good that because at the time he wasn't in our Champions League squad, but when he got to play in the Premier League, Chelsea fans were going, "Wow, why didn't we have him in our Champions League squad? He was that good." And ever since he had that injury that kept him off out of the squad for a long period, he's not been the same. So, but I digress anyway. My main point is this is just, for me, Petit being superstitious here. Because Badia Chile, because he's failed at Chelsea, Axel the Sissi, I wouldn't say failed, it's just a matter of profile. The managers we've had since he joined us after we sacked the manager that we had before we signed him, they all haven't fancied his profile. That's just the case. He's not a bad defender. He's good, but not good under pressure. Under the slightest of pressure, he makes primary school level mistakes. But I wouldn't go to the measure of saying that the Sissi is a bad player. I think he'd be an excellent signing for Jose Mourinho type of manager. But that's by the way. Let's see. Anything else? Every single time Winsterley and Stewart failed to back the manager. I wouldn't go to the measure of saying that what's his name, Enzo Maresca wasn't backed. But again, it's a matter of opinion. It depends on who you ask. I think people will argue that he wanted a centre back and the club didn't get him one. I think that's, for me, given everything we know right now, in my opinion, that's just an excuse. It just made it seem like the club didn't support him and made that public statement. And now it's clear to me that it was all in papers, just trying to engineer something that will, in my opinion, justify him quitting, abandoning his responsibilities, in my opinion. All right, big up to you too, Jay, and thank you for finding the time to join the conversation. And I want to hear your opinion, all of you in the chat, or those of you that are listening. What do you make of Emmanuel Petit's opinion that Maxime Lacroix? Let me just read that report. He said Maxence Lacroix to Chelsea. He says, forget it. There's a curse for French defenders at Chelsea since Marcel Desailly and William Gallas. They have all failed. And he goes on to ask the question, how many central defenders do Chelsea have? And he mentioned the number 8 in total. I'm gonna say this. Give me a second here. The number of we have 8 in total, 3 of which are French, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you say the central defenders that have failed at Chelsea, that the reason is just down to them being French. I think it's down to them being the wrong profile for the managers we've had, and some of them have been down bad. No need to sugarcoat it. But if you're in the chat, your opinion, what do you make of Emmanuel Petit's comment that, French defenders, the way he phrased it, that's a curse on French defenders at Chelsea. I don't believe that. I'm not superstitious, but I don't believe that. But you could get it. You could argue, given the number of French central defenders we have at Chelsea, that there's some truth to it. For me, I still go back to saying absolute boohoo. Xhaka to Chelsea, whether that still happens, I don't know. But right now, we're talking about Maxime Lacroix to Chelsea. I think it could still happen. It could also end up not happening because, yeah, we haven't signed him yet. He's still a Crystal Palace player. We've just heard, seen and are just rumors suggesting that he'd become a Chelsea player after the World Cup. There's no way to guarantee that will be the case. But let's hear your thoughts on Emmanuel Petit's opinion on whether French defenders at Chelsea. Yeah, but nice to see you, Kim. So I hope you found a girlfriend. You told us, so I'll keep asking until you inform us of whether you've made progress in that regard. Petit is waffling. That's how I see it. I think maybe he is superstitious. I'm not really, but a lot of people are. The Xhaka deal looks like the Mike Mayer deal. There's a chance that may well be the case in that case. So, but there's no way to tell. But I don't think even right now we have enough information that suggests they're not the same. Because the current situation is the Sunderland, they don't want to sell their best player. And they've made it clear they're not willing to sell Granit Xhaka, their captain, their best player last season, at any price, which makes sense. So all the numbers you've seen out there, Chelsea's bid accurate, but all the numbers you've been seeing out, we've seen that have been thrown around out there are all absolute hush dunk. Sunderland, they haven't put a value. They have put no price on Granit Xhaka. They don't want to sell him. That's their stance, and that hasn't changed. So people are just making up numbers saying they want 30 million, they want 25 million. I think what they've been doing is just add a few numbers to how much they will pay for him, given the fact that they weren't relegated and how well he did performance-based add-ons. So it's sensible and it's believable. So if Chelsea ends up not signing him, it'd be because Sunderland just doesn't want to sell. And we've heard a lot, but we'll get back to that. Let's keep it aligned, people, because as much as I like to interact with you, if we keep going back and forth like that, I'll be exhausted even before we get to we get to 45 minutes into the show. All right, let's see. Lacroix won't happen. Can you elaborate? I want to know why you think it's not going to happen. We still have to talk about Enzo Fernandez. It doesn't look like he's going to Real Madrid this season. Like, comment, and subscribe from my bro, Kimso. And Jay says, not every signing needs to give you future profit. Xhaka could help us get that UEFA Champions League qualification and some trophies, which will make them earn more money. But the point is, Sunderland doesn't want to sell. Not necessarily just his valuation and the initial bid. If we give up today, it'd be because Sunderland doesn't want to sell. Or maybe at some point, because it's taken too long. We found Alonso feels like there's another player, maybe finds another player who's capable of helping him achieve his aim or goals at Chelsea. He's a younger person, you can say maybe a younger player who's capable of doing what Xhaka does. I don't see a reason why we wouldn't opt for that player over Xhaka. It happens. So as much as I don't want us to overpay, that's a chance we overpay. But the point is, Sunderland doesn't want to sell, which could be the reason why, if we end up getting our man, we will end up overpaying. Right? So keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. We are just at 5 likes. We should be doing a lot better than that. We have 13 people currently following the show on YouTube. If half of you like the video, we should have at least 7 likes. And we need just 6 more subscribers to get to 30k subscribers. And once that happens, we will do a custom kit giveaway tomorrow for our followers. And you could get the cash equivalent or the kit itself. All right, let's see. No progress in your search for a girlfriend. Okay, good luck. Job search now. First of all, yeah, you gotta have money because without money, she will leave you as quickly as she became yours, quicker than she became yours. All right, let's see. Shay Wendy, long time, long time. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Always nice to see you, my Ghanaian sister. Much love to you. I appreciate you always supporting Chelsea Perspective. Let's see. How do we know Sunderland don't want to sell? It's been Fabrizio had he said it 1,000 times. I think there are even Austin did say that they don't want to sell him at any price. That has always been their stance. And Austin didn't mention any that is that didn't mention anything with regards to Sunderland asking a certain amount of money. Fabrizio did not. The only not outlets actually, some big accounts were mentioning Sunderland demanding 30 million or 27 million, but they haven't asked for money. They've said that they don't want to sell the player. Period. So people are just making up numbers out there, and some just making it seem like they want a certain amount of money, but Chelsea just don't want to pay the money. They don't want to sell it. And according to certain reports yesterday, his country, some reports yesterday, subsequent reports yesterday with regards to the possibility of Granit Xhaka joining Chelsea suggest that the player himself has come to terms that Sunderland doesn't want to sell him, and as such, you could say is settled. I've decided, okay, you know what, he's staying, but I'm not sure what to believe now because there are a lot of conflicting reports out there. All right. So keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. You're gonna start the fight with Mod Mana. Mod Mana is very intelligent and probably he's learned about you. He's programmed to learn about our followers. It's an AI. We're probably smarter than a lot of people, are more knowledgeable about Chelsea or whatever that's going on than a lot of people too. So it will cook you if you if you find this trouble. All right, you see, it's saying AI not lying. What are you on about, bro? You not actually believe that, Borov. You see, it's fighting with you already. All right, Lacroix to Chelsea, I think will happen. It's just an opinion. I'm not saying certainly it will happen. I think it will happen. I don't work for the club, but if we're going by everything we've heard, we're serious about signing him. He fits the you could say, yeah, fits the profile of a centre back that we've been told we're looking to sign. Is monstrous, is aggressive, he's good aerially. I'm not too sure about his ability on the ball, but it's always good to have a mix of ball playing CBs and a more traditional CBs. Good balance, the sort of balance we have when we had Thiago Silva, what's his name? Swedish machine? Maldini that went to Barcelona. What's his name? Andreas Christensen. I liked him a lot. And then we had Thiago Silva too. Good balance, aggression, and you can say absolute ball, good ball playing defenders. Good mix at the time, and it worked out well. Let's see. Chelsea. That's according to Fabrizio Romano. There are all the conflicting reports that suggest the deal is off. But Fabrizio Romano, I call him the transfer guru himself. He says Chelsea still believe that they have a chance to sign Granit Xhaka this summer. But at the moment, Sunderland consider the story over. Chelsea still keep doors open to this possibility. So let's wait and see what happens there. And I'm happy to let you guys know that I have our senior panelists on here in Bobby to get his opinion on whether we'd still be able to seal that deal. But I think, yeah, I forgot Bobby was on the panel and I didn't have him speak about what Emmanuel Petit has to say about Maxine's Lacroix to Chelsea. But Bobby, big up more importantly. I hope you're doing well.
Yeah, big up, coach.
Big up to you too. So did you see what Emmanuel Petit is saying? Should I read it for you?
Yeah, no, there's no need. I mean, it's just
Mm-hmm.
nonsense. We have a lot of people that use their own form of psyoping and negative confessions to attack Chelsea. That is a baseless, unintelligent comment. I'm disappointed in Emmanuel Petit. It's baseless. The lacrosse situation, as far as I know, and as far
I mean,
as
as far as what we've heard,
yeah, as far as what has been said by the likes of Romano and so on, is that he's at the World Cup, and his focus his focus is that, and they're waiting for the World Cup to be completed. Now, if the World Cup is completed, or if France go out at any stage, and after a day or two we don't really hear anything, then we can start worrying. But a lot of things could be going on, and behind the scenes, and we're not aware. Look, I promised myself something this summer. I'm not going to get into this anxiety, will he, won't he situation. Lacroix is a target. He's a perfect player for Chelsea. He's a player I personally want at Chelsea. And I'm not going to be fussed about it. The transfer market is on until the end of August. Now, I don't think it's wise to wait until then to secure such a transfer, but to be listening to people like Manu Petit and that right now is nonsense. Granit
yeah,
Xhaka is a
it's just
different story. Granit Xhaka, Sunderland don't want him to go for obvious reasons. They fought to get him, and of course they will try and keep him. So, and he's contracted to them. As far as that's concerned, it is slightly out of Chelsea's hands and more into the hands of Sunderland and the player himself. It's messy when a player is under contract and wants to leave for whatever reason. It is messy. And then you have to question really whether it's ethical. He fought to go to Sunderland. Now he's fighting to jump out of Sunderland. And now he's also turning around to say, oh, it's all good. Look, I don't know. I don't know if Xhaka will happen. I'm not even sure we need Xhaka, to be honest. I'm not 100% sure. It would be nice, but I'm not 100% sure it's something we should be so flustered about. Does Alonso want him? Well, if he has his reasons and the reasons are extremely solid, fine. But Alonso, in his job at Real Madrid, he didn't have Xhaka. Uh, you know, at one point or other, he's going to have to go through management without him. So I don't know. I think it's a grey area. I think it's still wait and see. It's not really over, although they say it is. But anything can still happen with that much of transfer window left. What I'm very interested in also is the players leaving.
yeah,
People are
outgoings will
always,
be critical.
yeah, people are always talking about, oh, Chelsea are so good at selling and selling. Yeah, we always sell our best players, but the fringe players are the ones that need to go. Your Desassis of this world, Badia Shields, Garnachos. These are the players that need to be offloaded. To be honest with you, that guy that we've sent to Dortmund, the
And
defender,
Salmino from
yes,
Dortmund
Anselmino,
to now Strasbourg.
he's one of the better players. But if you must and you need the money, arrange a sale for him, because I
The
don't
biggest problem
like.
is he's hardly ever fit. He's not even fit right now.
Well, that's another thing. They keep
Yeah.
investing in unfit, weak players. That's why they need physicality. Now, the midfield, people are saying, oh, you're overloaded in midfield. The only reason we're not hearing about Lavia is because we haven't got any games going. Now he's had good opportunity to get himself together. If he can't even get through the preseason, like often is the case, we've got to take some very, very strong decisions in and around him. Because if he breaks down again, he's going to be unsellable as well. So that's where we have the problems. I don't want to hear all this, oh, so Enzo, and even Enzo, that's one of our better players, is proving almost unsellable as well. So it's a strange one. It's a strange one, but offloading the fringe players has to be something we need to look at. People like Tosin and so on.
Yeah, let's see what happens. So you think the Chelsea's pursuit of Granit Xhaka, you think it's over, but because Fabrizio is saying Chelsea still believe that they have a chance to sign Granit Xhaka this summer, but at the moment Sunderland consider the story over. Chelsea will keep doors open to this possibility, so let's wait and see. So, from Chelsea's perspective, they haven't given up. For Sunderland, it's over, so there's no telling what will happen, really. And I just saw something popped up on my iPad here. Couldn't just click through it to see it. I can't find it anymore. They're suggesting that talks with Xhaka and Sunderland have advanced. Um, I can't find it, unfortunately. But I think probably absolute nonsense once again. If anything serious happened, I think we will find out. But what do you think, Bobby? Do you think it's over, really?
I don't know. I don't know. But what I don't like is this protracted transfer situation. Even Tottenham, they target somebody before you know it, they've got him. Man City, they target somebody before you know it, they've got him. I don't really like all this, oh, he's not coming, he's not. If I were Chelsea, I would just be quiet about it. Is Xhaka really the only midfielder we can think of to make a difference? That's a sad state of affairs if he's the only one. But, let's wait and see. It looks difficult, of course it does, because he's contracted and they don't want him to go. But I still maintain that if you overpay for a player of his age, they will let him go. But Chelsea, probably rightly, don't want to do that. So if they don't want to overpay and the other club doesn't want to let him go, then we should be looking elsewhere.
Yeah, let's see what happens, really. I hope we sign him if the manager wants him, but it's not going to be easy as we've already established because Sunderland doesn't want to sell him. Let's see. Drew is in the house. Drew, big up and thank you for finding the time to join the conversation. Drew said, Kachila, will you be doing any World Cup watch along? Also, are your children enjoying the World Cup? They watch it. But my oldest, who will be 10 in a few days, he watches a lot of it. The one his younger brother, not that much. More interested in watching kids shows on TV. But the older one knows some of the names of the players that I don't even know. So I will start at certain point, but not sure at what stage. Yeah, good trophy. I think that's accurate. But Drew, nice to see you. Groove says, I don't know what button I pressed, but that happened. What happened? I'm not sure what happened. Wendy says, Coach, please, have you talked about our new the right back? Who's that? Who in particular? Are you talking about Palestra? Right wing back slash left wing back? Also, he can also operate as a fullback too. I'm guessing you're talking about Palestra. So now, there you go. As I've said before, there are a lot of contradicting reports, conflicting maybe. This says here reports Sunderland skipper rejects Alonso's Chelsea advance to stick with Black Cats. And according to, I think this echoes what we saw from Sky Sports yesterday, which did say something to the effect of he's decided to stay. He's had conversations with the hierarchy of Sunderland and have decided to stay. So yeah, but let's see what happens. And just as Fabrizio says, we don't know what's gonna happen. All right, let's see here. The eldest is probably wondering where is Cole Palmer and João Pedro. He knows both didn't make it and he wasn't happy. I'm serious when I say that at certain players he knows that I don't know. So he watches a lot of highlights. But It's causing a lot of issues. Some issues between I and my wife now. Yes, please. We've talked about Marco Palestra. He's not a basic footballer, properly equipped, can shoot with his left or right foot, and an excellent dribbler too. He's a defender, but at the end of the season, he emerged as one of the best dribblers in Serie A. Even better dribbler than some of the wingers. Yeah. So and he is fearless. He's physical. You can muscle him on the off the ball. You can bully him. That's about it. He's also a good creator too. He puts the ball in the box with intent. He's not that sort of player that once he gets down the flanks, he just puts the ball inside the box for the sake of putting it inside the box. But he puts it inside the box with intent, aiming for his teammates, and usually finds them. So I think it's a good signing, good scouting work, really, which is why we did whatever we could to snatch him, to hijack him from Inter Milan, and they weren't happy. And thanks to Alonso, his pull is very, very irresistible, in my opinion. The moment he called, the kid changed his mind. Not really about money. And he did say it because we're world champions, but more importantly, Xabi Alonso. He wants to play under him. African teams have been very unlucky this tournament. Yeah, Cape Verde nearly pulled off one against Argentina. And they deserve to, had they beaten Argentina, I don't think it makes sense to actually argue Argentina were unlucky. Argentina beat them with an was that it got to, I think what happened, I think it was an own goal. Yeah, it was an own
No,
goal.
Argentina beat them with a good header from that Tottenham defender.
No,
Look,
it was deemed an own goal.
Cape Verde gave us the romantic side of football. You know, they reminded us why we watched the game in the first place. And for 120 minutes plus whatever time was added, they allowed us to dream of a miraculous upset. If
They were
truth be told,
brave.
they never really looked like they were going to fully. I mean, they never really had Argentina, under the thumb. And if they had lost 8-0, nobody would have been surprised. I think what was beautiful about last night, because I watched it rooting for them from beginning to end, what was beautiful about last night was their spirit, their heart, and the fact that they went all out
They
against
were brave, yeah.
yeah, they were brave against the reigning champions. Totally to the surprise of everybody. They entertained us. They really did. Their goals were wonderful, and they reminded us what football really is all about. And they did a continent and a very small country that is often unnecessarily diminished and looked down upon. They did them proud, and I think everybody was very, very happy with that. Could they have beaten Argentina? Is debatable. Would I have loved them to do it? Absolutely. That would have been the story of the century. But that's football. So, I think they deserve every accolade that they will get. And this is going to be remembered for a very, very, very long time.
It will be. They were really, really brave in all their games. They didn't really sit back to defend. They played. And they're good. They're very, very good. I'd say they actually the best African ball playing African team in the competition. Honestly, they were very, very brave, and I think that's it. Their story starts now. I think the war they're never going back again. That's how it starts. That performance means football will continue growing in Cape Verde, that small island with big dreams.
Yeah,
They
but
say
I want people to, with all the excitement and the love we have for what they've done, we've got to be realistic. it is a small island. I think their population is what?
500,000 around that.
Yeah, so, this sort of expectation of longevity to build up to greatness, I think is a little bit excessive for such a small place. These small nations, once in a while, they put it together and they get something that works well for that period of time. But, I'm not I'm not putting any pressure on them. I'm not expecting that we would regularly see them ripping up trees in the World Cup. Far from it. This was one spectacular performance, and I will take it for what it is, in my opinion, anyway. I know people will keep saying, "Oh, they're going to do this, they're going to do
I
that."
think they will, Bobby. At least they will have
Okay.
this crop. If they will have these crop of players, this crop of players at least for the next 10, 9, 10 years, because a lot of them are still young. And here's the thing, Bobby. I've been following them. Not they didn't start now.
Okay.
They didn't start. I think the trajectory will be upwards for a while. If that changes in the future, we'll see. I
Well,
think.
I do wish them luck. I enjoyed the way they played. I loved it. I especially, in the back of my mind, I was thinking, wow, these people that were deriding vis-a-vis our friend Jamie Carragher, deriding the African Cup of Nations, I'm like, well, you can really see what's going on there. There's a lot of talent, a lot of exciting up and coming football nations on that continent, and Cape Verde did exceptionally well. They
Yeah,
really
and the
did.
game has become a global phenomena, and it's not stopping.
Absolutely.
It's not stopping. That is anyway. I couldn't get momentum, and Jay says we play the next African final, probably win. The dynamics change when it's all African countries. Yeah, the dynamics change a lot. They will meet in terms of physicality. They will meet their match there. It won't, so nah, it won't be that easy. They would do well, but it will not be that easy. All right, let's see. Drew says I was also impressed with Cote d'Ivoire. I think tactics were again tactically they were the one right there. Even Senegal had tactical issues because yeah, they were doing well, better than the opposition actually, but how some of the losses are actually down to the poor tactical approach. Yeah, and DR Congo also they did very well. Right, but that's by the way. Let's see. This says here, Liam Delap could now stay at Chelsea after sources Everton reveal. Is that how do I phrase that correctly? I find it difficult putting that together. It says Liam Delap is keen to stay at Chelsea and fight for his place in Xavi Alonso's squad, despite interest from Everton. Sources have told Football Insider. The 23-year-old netted just 3 times in 47 appearances across his debut season at Chelsea, which with his last goal coming in early January. I listen. I've said this before. I'd give him another chance, but I think he'd be better off leaving because he will be further down the pecking order. Even if Chelsea, if Nicholas Jackson stays, even if Jackson doesn't stay and the club decides, yeah, you know what, let's sell Jackson and keep Emera, he'd still be down the pecking order. Why? Emera is more of Xabi Alonso's type of number 9 than Liam Delap. But that is just an opinion in terms of whether we don't know whether Alonso, whether he decides, you know what, I'm gonna change things around to adapt to the Premier League because Delap is the more physical of all the names we've mentioned, or maybe help him become a much better player and use him and he starts performing. But I'd say this: I think he'd be better off leaving Chelsea and join another club where he'd be playing week in, week out. It just doesn't make any sort of sense for him to stay. Maybe if there aren't too many suitors and he's seen that, um, and has decided, you know what, let me just stick it out. But I don't know, Bobby. Let's hear your opinion.
Well, I somehow beg to differ. I think the weakness of Delap has come from the weakness of the wings. Chelsea's flanks are weak. You have nothing coming from the left, and quite often very little coming from the right. With all the injury outlay to Cole Palmer, the somewhat paltry performances of Pedro Neto, if there was strength in the offensive lineup, we would probably see a better Liam Delap. So fix those problems and then make a judgment. Part of the fix, as far as I'm concerned, I personally, and this is just my opinion, I personally think that it's important to keep Nicholas Jackson. Nicholas Jackson will play better on the flanks than the people we have on the flanks already, especially on the left. And he is a chance creator. Jackson makes space for people. That's why Cole Palmer plays so well with Jackson. People keep referring to the time Palmer kicked the post because Jackson did a stupid thing and not pass the ball and so on. Well, he has that in his locker,
That's just
stupidity.
absolute nonsense.
But, that was a one off. If you look at the rest
It
of the season,
footballers do that all the time.
well, yeah, if you look at although that was at a crucial game at a crucial time, but if you look at the rest of the season, the amount of chances created by Jackson is immeasurable, and that's the problem. We went and substituted him or substituted our flanks with weakness. Garnacho, Gittins. I don't want to hear about these people. People keep talking about Gittins. Gittins is a weakling. He's a weakling, injury prone, and he doesn't belong at Chelsea. Just like Garnacho. We need that physicality in the forward line before we can even judge our centre forwards. It's just that João Pedro is an exceptional player that he manages to find his way even in the midst of that weakness. If we strengthen the forward line, I think our centre forwards or our attackers will be much better for it. I don't know this Omega. All this speculating on a player that has never really performed in the Premier League for Chelsea is pie in the sky as far as I'm concerned. Players are blooded for a reason. We've gone and called someone and we're putting the entire weight of the Chelsea attacking line on his shoulders. And he's young and has never kicked a ball in the Premier League once in his life. It's insane. It's
See,
just
here's the thing.
crazy.
What we can agree on, Bobby.
Yeah.
Every signing carries some measure of risk, irrespective of whether you sign that player from a Premier League club or not.
Very true. Very
Exactly.
true. But
So
probability is a real thing.
there's no guarantee Emera comes in and start ripping up trees, as you would say. That's a chance also he comes and hits the ground running and be better than anybody ever believed he'd be.
Well,
So
preseason is always a bit of a window to that.
Exactly, exactly, and he might actually end up not. Chelsea might actually decide, you know what, you go back on loan because Jackson is coming back. We could actually, Chelsea might actually decide, you know what, yeah, Nicholas Jackson, João Pedro, and you. It doesn't hurt to have the three of you. Clubs do that all the time. Then at the end of the season, whoever is the least happy of the three will end up leaving. It happens all the time. But go ahead with what you're saying.
No, I think quite a bit of the assessment to that will come within the first couple of weeks of preseason. He will want to look at these players up close and personal. That's about it, really. I still think we focus on the wrong things. We're talking about Delap, whereas before we even start thinking of him, we should be thinking of those players that really, really do need to leave. Look at our centre back situation. We're talking of getting rid of Chalobah. We're always picking the most effective players in the team. Okay, Chalobah goes. What have we got left? What if we don't get the signings we want?
Somebody did say in the chat the other day that probably uh, Chelsea signing Lacroix would depend on whether Chalobah leaves or stays. But listen, I'm not concerned. I think if I were Chalobah, I'd leave too. I would want him to stay. I think, irrespective of what anybody thinks of him, I think he will make a good squad player and sometimes even a starting player. It's just that he hardly ever performs consistently without at some point making some silly mistakes. But that's by the way. I would like him to stay, but I think that's it. I think eventually he leaves, and hopefully we sign a very good replacement for him. But let's see what happens. And hi to you too, Nipun. Always nice to see you, my bro. I do hope you're doing well, and I appreciate you becoming a paid member. That encourages us to do even more, and hopefully we'll still stream consistently now. Until then, it's time to take a little bit of a break. Big up to you too, Nipun, my bro. He says Lacroix will come. Karma. Always positive from Nipun. I believe he will come. I don't think we're competing for his signature with any other club, and I've heard that he's also made it clear he wants to join Chelsea, and uh, he's a Chelsea fan too. So hopefully we'll get him. He's a player I like. I like and more importantly, I respect Chalobah. I like him. I like his industry. I like that he's always committed.
You see,
But
this is the thing. This is
mm,
where I get angry with the sporting directors. If you want to build a team, you build a team with team players. I don't understand this logic of you haven't even got Lacroix yet. You're getting rid of Chalobah. I mean, and Tosin and Badiashile and Desassi are sitting pretty. Why? Why? Of what
I don't think
use?
it's that. I don't think it's that simple, really. It's not. Clubs that are coming for players we have, they're coming. They probably be looking to sign the best of the players we have on sale. And Chalobah, of all those names listed, he's the best. If we're going by recent form. So had Badiashile been one of the best of the players we have on sale, he'd be the player that's already in talks with Inter Milan. But it's not that simple, really. But I think everything will be fine, and I'm happy. The signs are clear. The signs suggest that yeah, what's his name? That Xabi Alonso is the one calling the shots. Given the players we signed, what's his name? Marco Palestra, his signing. We're also on the verge, I believe, to complete the signing of Pep Chavarría. Excellent player and experienced player. And there are other targets we may not know about because, yeah, they
Well,
found a
I've
way to keep their transfer activities under wraps, and we don't know about them until they are on the verge of completing those deals. But go ahead if you were saying something, buddy.
I've made my feelings clear on Pep Chavarría. Another short player. Okay, as I've said in my comments on X, Alonso gets what Alonso wants, but look at the height of the team. We're not addressing our problems. Is this guy really that good that we now continue along the line of weakness, which is the lack of height in the Chelsea team, especially the back line?
How tall is Pep Chevalier, Bob?
He's about 5'8".
Go
That
ahead,
is
what you're
just the
saying.
reality. The reality of where we are is that you have to have your 6-footers in there, people that can head the ball, compete with aerial balls. A lot of the things that happened to Chelsea last season was because of a lack of um, aerial ability.
All right. Listen, I'm just going to stick with Maxime Lacroix. I want to check his height. Maxime Lacroix height 6 foot
Lacroix
3,
is about 6'5".
6'3". I am seeing here.
Whatever. That's enough.
So 6'4". So yeah, you're probably correct. 6'5". So that's a good height. And we could sign one more CB after him. It depends on outgoings.
You see, when I
Yeah.
say these things, people don't take it seriously. But I can assure you, look at Man City, look at Arsenal, look at Liverpool, look at Man United. You know, they look at the physicality of the player and purchase him based on that. And then when they go for little players, they know that that little player is surrounded by those physically capable of allowing him to play. Look what Chelsea are doing. So now we're going to get ourselves involved with two left backs that are short. It's insane.
Ooh, who are short?
Hato is not tall. Hato is
No, I
quite
wouldn't say
is
he's
quite
short.
a
No, I
short
wouldn't. Yeah,
player.
yeah.
And then either he or this Chevalier is going to be the starter or the backup. So both ways you've got a height deficiency. You know, let's just say it as it is. But you know,
Listen, I'm not gonna bother myself.
yeah.
Just get the manager whatever he wants.
Well, that's what I said. I'm like,
Yeah.
well, you know, if that's what he wants, then he probably knows what he's going to do with that because I'm not sure about that, to be honest. You see, because Xavi Alonso doesn't mean he's immune to making errors.
I totally understand where you're coming from, but yeah, let's see. Um, my daughter is screaming, and I'm not sure whether that is getting through the microphone, but the mom is there. All right, let's see. The noise canceling system just won't show power. I'm not sure what's going on here. All right, let's see what else we have here. Where did I stop? There's Jay here. I've read this one. Chalobah is better than the commodities we bought. This is C, Badeshile, and Tosin. Chalobah better than Tosin? I wouldn't go to that measure, honestly. But let's see. This is going to make me very unpopular among the blue coat out army, but I think we would have been stupid to pay anything more than 15 million for Granit Xhaka. I agree. The player wants to join us. He has 2 years. He has just 2 years left on his current contract, and also he's 34. I mean, 30 million for a Sunderland player. No, it's not the best ball player that will have a good mix at the back. All right. All right, it looks like we're going to be good for a while. So this says, do you see Mike Penders being our number one goalkeeper next season? No, it's there's a chance, but in my opinion, I think Robert Sanchez is still a much better goalkeeper right now. Sanchez has mastered the art of high claims, for lack of a more simpler way to put that point across. He's become good at accumulating high numbers of high claims, which has led to us not considering a lot from set piece situations. Although I wouldn't say he did it consistently last season. At some point, he stopped again. I'm not sure what changed. Then we started conceding from set piece situations. But as tall as Pendas is, he's not been able to do that consistently. Even there was one particular show that it was Bobby. He caught the same thing. I did notice the same thing, but Bobby was the one. You say that shed light on that on that issue on that particular day. But as tall as he is, he's not good at commanding his box. He had a situation where he was waiting for the ball to get to him. He wasn't proactive. He didn't go for the ball and even stretch his hand to claim it over the head of the opposition player. But he was lucky that the opposition player mistimed his jump and didn't get to the ball. And that's not a one-off thing. I've seen a lot of occasions where he didn't do enough say to command his box. I think that's something maybe once he joins the Premier League, he learn how to do that because yeah, that's a critical skill to have as a goalkeeper in the Premier League. Otherwise, you'll be considered a lot from set piece situations. So I wouldn't start him over Robert Sanchez right now. I think we disrespect Sanchez a lot. I wasn't one of Sanchez's biggest supporters, but I was able to I followed his progress and realized that he's actually improved significantly. But Bobby, let's get your thought on this. What we have on the screen on Mike Penders becoming our number one goalkeeper. You there, Bobby? All right, I'm going to be getting some of the comments we have here. So if Bobby has anything to say, we'll hear him. And if you're in the chat, what do you think? Mike Penders becoming our number one goalkeeper. I don't want that to happen. He should come, join the camp, compete, and if he proves that he's better than Robert Sanchez, then yeah. Bob, who do you think will be our number one goalkeeper? I'd say I stick with Robert Sanchez. Sean, Abiona, I'd stick with Robert Sanchez because I think he's still the much better goalkeeper. Jay, don't involve me. Stick it out, but do
Sorry,
not.
coach. What was that?
This particular comment here. Let me see. He says, "Do you think Mike Pendas will become our number one goalkeeper next season?" And I said, "No, I wouldn't do that.
Well, at best, he has to understudy, doesn't he?
Or
He has to
compete, maybe."
understudy um, Robert Sanchez, and then we'll see. If not, he should have another year loan with Strasbourg. You can't
I
just
just don't want
throw him
another
in.
Thibaut Courtois. He has the potential, but he's not quite there yet. Robert
No.
Sanchez is still a much better goalkeeper.
Yes.
And you were the one. I don't know if you remember that particular show where you caught the same thing that I caught during one of the games of his highlights we watched. He wasn't proactive. He was waiting for the ball to get to him rather than be proactive and he
Go
stretch
and
his
claim the
hand
ball.
and
Yeah.
catch the ball. Yeah, exactly. So he's still until he proves that he's capable of doing that. And as I've mentioned, that wasn't a one-off thing. There were several incidents of him not commanding his box very well, but he's still very young, and eventually he will become good at it. But the sooner he does, the better, because in the Premier League, high claims is one of the ability to orchestrate high claims is one of the most critical skill a goalkeeper should have in the Premier League. All right, let's
Yeah,
see.
absolutely.
Yeah, go ahead, Bobby.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's massive.
All right. He says, Bobby, do you think? Okay, I think you've answered that question, but I think he's asking you, do you think? Uh, who do you think will be our number one goalkeeper next season? But if you want to go ahead and answer it, or if you feel like you've
Well,
answered it,
it has to be Sanchez, isn't it? Sanchez doesn't do anything wrong. Where Sanchez runs into problems is when you expect him to start playing out from the back. He cannot do that. But if you give him the option to play long and focus on his strength, which is his ability to claim crosses and so on, he's an excellent goalkeeper. He's a great shot stopper. He saves the occasional penalty. I think he's a good goalkeeper. He should be the number one. If you govern his performances that way.
yeah. Thank you so much for that. He's 6 foot tall, and Pep Chavarría is 5'9" tall. They're not that bad. I wouldn't say Pep is that bad, but more importantly, I think we want to use them more. We're going to be playing more with wing backs, not traditional fullbacks all the time. But Tebe, big up to you for joining the conversation, Tebe. I do hope you're doing well, and I appreciate you. More likes, people. Let's get the likes up. We're stuck in 14 likes. On 14 likes, I think we should be doing a lot better than that. Big up to you too. Nehe Forward, always changing the counts. And Nipun here says, so many people will call people like you and me blue coat puppets. I mean, they pay well. If that's how what they want to say. But nice to see you, Nipun. I appreciate you on the coffee break. Nice, yeah. I had to go take care of my daughter quickly. She wants me, but I can't right now. What did you? Okay. Anything else important here to read? Let's see. They discuss in the break. And Desmond Muratai says, good evening to you too. The motion on the CFC platform. Nice to have you there. Yeah, I was on a quick one. I just had to call it coffee break. All right. Bobby also, yeah, did go on a coffee break too. Big up to you too. All right, I'm gonna scroll to the very bottom, but as I scroll down, I will say hello to those of you that I haven't said hello to. Then we'll switch topics. But big up to all of you. Big up MBO5, Mabaso5, aka MBO5. Always nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. He says, Coach, I am happy with the signing of Palestra. He is a very good wing back, excellent with either both feet. Yeah, he can take on players better than Gusto and has a good cross. Yep, he puts the balls into the box with intent. He's not one of those that sort of you could say wing backs that just put the ball into the box for the sake of it and but he puts it with intent and with the aim of finding his teammates in the box. So I'm happy. What else do we have here? Let's see how much are they paying for who? All right, but more importantly, big up to you too, Bobby. My boss saying big up to you too. Yeah, it's been a minute. So the lab wants to stay at Chelsea and fight for his place. Let's see how that pans out. And if you have anything to say about that, let's hear you. Let's see what else we have here. And if you're in the chat, if you have any updates, let us know so we can talk about it. I'm not sure why. I have to
I want
create
to say
something where I
something
can
about
actually.
the lab.
Yeah, go ahead, Bobby.
Personally, I see the potential there. I really do. I think just like any other proper centre forward, which he is, he needs service. If you're not having players that can give him the service, he's not going to perform. His hold up play is good, largely. He's not a fantastic dribbler and all that. He doesn't have the skills of a João Pedro. His finishing hasn't really been tested because he's never been served to finish. I would still give him another chance, in my opinion. I don't really, I don't see the clamor and rush to get rid of a player after one season. It's insane. Even Diego Costa needed a couple of seasons to find his rhythm. Even Didier Drogba needed a couple of seasons to find his rhythm. So I don't subscribe to that yet at all.
But why aren't you arguing the same thing for Gittins, Bobby?
Gittins is a different thing. You can always tell a player that really doesn't have what it takes, in my opinion.
How
I
do you
think
think he doesn't?
Gittins is weak.
He's a much better dribbler than
He's
Delap.
injury
He has more
prone.
assists than Delap. He has more
He
goals than Delap.
is
I think he has more assists
injury.
at least. But go ahead.
He's injury prone. At Dortmund, he was injured for a considerable period of time. He comes to Chelsea, he's injured for an age. How many of these injury prone players are we going to keep indulging? We go through seasons. We have no Lavia. We have no Fofana. We have no Gittins. We have no Badiachil. We now, or we went through towards the end, no Esteval, because a young 18-year-old kid with his physicality, we went to think that we can be relying on him in the Premier League and flog him week in, week out. He hasn't got the body for it yet. He's not yet 19. I think he's 19 this summer. You know, we come up with ridiculous things. Why are we doing this? What is the point? Gittins will never be a player that will give you a full season. He's not that guy. So why do we delude ourselves? Because every now and then he gives you one little dribble and we think he's Lionel Messi. It's insane.
All right, we'll see. One thing I like about you, if eventually he comes good, you'll be the first to raise your hand and say, okay, you know what, I was wrong. And I think that will be the case for
Absolutely.
Gittins. I just hope he stays fit. Bobby, let's talk about Andreas Santos. I think right now, I wouldn't say he's going to get sold. I think he gets sold if we sign another defensive midfielder. If we
I
sign
think he
Xhaka,
gets
I think
sold
he'd be
if we
gone.
sign Granit Xhaka. That's the sad thing. He will go, and this is why I'm not that fussed about the Granit Xhaka situation, because I think I still believe in him. I still believe in Dario Sugo. You know, I
And Sugo
think
is, I think he's staying. Because he's
I
more
think
of
he
a
should.
destroyer than Santos is.
I think he should. What those kids lacked was consistent management. And, you know, I think you're right. There came a point where Maresca was sabotaging Chelsea. What he did with Hato was evident. And, you know, Asuga, okay, he was injured a lot, but when he became fit, he was never even touched by Enzo. It was only McFarland that used him a little bit towards the end of the season. So you know, there's still a lot to be seen there. Yes, I like the Zaka angle, the maturity and the leadership. Yes, that's really really good. But if you can't get him, you can't get him. So what you do? You deal with what you have. And it's not like what we have is untrainable. It's very trainable. So let's see what happens. But definitely, I think he was under threat because of the Zaka situation.
Definitely. And we've also seen reports that suggest he's not on the list of the untouchables, so which means it could be sold. But they say the report also went ahead to say that Chelsea respects his professionalism. They like the kid, and hopefully it works for him. So if he leaves, it be because maybe the manager doesn't like his profile. But I think he's a good player. And he's very humble too. Hardly ever complains and eager to learn. Whenever he's gotten the opportunity to play for Chelsea, he's given his best, and that makes me happy. If eventually he leaves, I wish him all the best. I think yeah he will against mature to one of the best in the world. It's just a matter of profile. So Inter Milan in talks to sign Chelsea's Trevoh Chalobah as defender eyes Serie A switch. He wants to go, and if I were him, I'd move away from Stamford Bridge too, because I don't like the fact that you can say it's not his doing. I think he's a good player, always committed, but I've always said, as much as I like him, I know we can do better than him. But the
I want
question
to
now
change that
is,
wording slightly.
go
You
ahead.
know, sometimes in a team, it's not even that the player is the best player. It's just that he's functional, he's loyal, and he
Committed,
will
always
die for the
committed, yeah.
badge. You know, he's a bit like the Cape Verde of a team. Now, I don't think, you know, people are saying um Chalobah wants to go. No, Chalobah doesn't want to go. It's just that he's being told more or less that he should go. So he's looking for the best
It's
option
obvious that
for
he isn't
himself.
wanted.
Yeah, that's all. You know, he's like, okay, I'll find my best option. This is a player that they got rid of and he came back. Now, if you compare his attitude to that of Enzo Fernandez, it's night and day. So it's likely he'll be sold, yes, but my concern is then what? What have we done to replace that level of functionality in the defense? Because it's
And if
weakening.
could you imagine if we hadn't recalled him from Crystal Palace when we won the Club World Cup?
Oh, it would have been terrible. You know, if he goes and we don't get somebody like Lacroix, then we've weakened even further.
Yeah, I agree. And I don't know. It just I'm seeing a lot of stuff that suggests that Xhaka to Chelsea isn't dead. It could still happen, and as the transfer guru himself has said, it's not over yet. But let's see what happens. So Trevoh Chalobah, this let's just read the first paragraph there. It says Chelsea defender Trevoh Chalobah is interested in a transfer to Italy with the players' representatives holding talks with Inter Milan. So let's see what happens. Inter have made an approach to sign Chalobah from Chelsea as the Serie A champions look to strengthen their centre back options. Chelsea are open to the sale of the academy graduate if their valuation is met. As the West Londoners look to raise funds for new head coach Xabi Alonso to to make signings that he wants. And as I've said, I don't blame him. It's clear he isn't wanted for one reason or the other, and that's it happens in football. In Lacroix, we trust. The way you spell his name. All right. Hey, Jabalani, say hi, Kachula and Blues family. High five to our Chelsea and all the very best to all of us. Thank you so much for saying that, Jabalani. I appreciate that. Anything new there? Okay, we've read that one. So next item, did I isolate this one from the tab? I did. So which one is this, the correct one? Yeah, let me see. Is this the window? My gosh, what did I do? Okay, there you go. So this one here, where am I? Everton reach agreement for Tyreek George's transfer. Good luck to him. I think Maresca, you could argue the reason why we're selling him. We had him, and when we had him within our ranks still. Yeah, under Maresca, we had him, and he was better than some of the players Maresca was fielding. So this says Everton have reportedly reached an agreement with Chelsea for the permanent signing of Tyreek George. According to the bubble, an agreement was reached with Chelsea on Friday evening, and personal terms will now be discussed with the 20-year-old. The fee involved is undisclosed, though Everton are understood to have negotiated an initial lower fee than the proposed agreement in place for the initial loan. Everton passed on the 25 million pounds fee to sign George when his loan spell concluded. David Moyes is now working to make George his second summer signing, blah 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 and whatnot.
Coach, coach,
Yeah, yes.
just to show you the rubbish we bought, offer Everton money plus Garnacho and Gittins for Ndai and see what they'll tell you.
Robbie, you have me on the neck now. Probably Probably Garnacho will be too
That is
expensive
the
for
player
them.
that I wanted us to go for. We should be chasing Everton for
We
that
could
guy.
actually still sign in Giant. And have you heard we're looking at Somerville?
No, Somerville, no. Another one, no physicality. What the hell are we doing with Somerville?
But Bobby, they all don't have to be Hulk Hogan or Andre the Giant.
No, they don't. But in a team that doesn't that has a short dynamic, you need to start injecting height. You don't keep adding to the shortness of the team. And is Somerville better than what we have already? Is he better than Quenda? Is he even going to be better than Valentin Barco? I don't think so.
I think we'll mix it up, Bobby. Don't worry. We'll mix it up. Mega is tall, and I hope he joins us. I like him, and I understand what I believe he will do well in the Premier League, and he has that mentality that I always look for in any player was signing. But let's see what happens, really. But yeah, what else do we have here before we go to the next item? It says, has Chelsea signed Pep? I think that one is closed. That one is closed. I think I did read a report yesterday that suggests we've already reached an agreement with his camp on personal terms, but still negotiating, still in talks with his club. And yeah, let's see. Big up to you too, Ibro, my bro. Always nice to see you. Dawana Akeke, I appreciate you. Coach Maresca is gonna do the same thing to what he did at Chelsea. He will not sabotage City. I think probably might not. If anything, he only quits if he starts underperforming. He will find the excuse because you could argue that's a pattern to that behavior. But I'm not gonna say I wish him well. I will not. Ghana won the West of World Cup spot. I expected better from Ghana. I supported them and I expected better from them. When I don't support Nigeria, I support Ghana, England. I always support England, but didn't like England under guy Northgate, not even Southgate. But let's see what else we have here. Tuchel will butcher my boy Rich James completely. The only savior now is who? Okay, the next country they're playing, so that he comes home. I heard Enzo fired his manager about. I think that's a lie. That's a lie because it's believable. I think that's a lie. The first person I saw that from the Chelsea Forum kid, I think that's an absolute horse dog. It hasn't happened. No, it hasn't yet. If it happens, I will hear it from the biggest accounts on X from Fabrizio Romano himself. All right, Enzo Fernandez should fire his agent. What if that behavior was Enzo Fernandez's idea? And something people missed. Remember when Cucurella was last interviewed and was asked about the Enzo Fernandez situation? He did something to the effect of he'd be happy to see Enzo Fernandez join him at Madrid, and then he ended with pay attention to the news. He did say something to that effect. Correct me if I'm wrong. So what if whatever Pastero said was Enzo Fernandez's idea? That's a chance that was the case. So I'm not. I wouldn't say that's beyond him because as a kid he might have suggested that he can ask him to do that, and he did. Yeah. So let's see. I know Bobby will love Brodbury from Sunderland. He's a beast. Why are you not wishing Maresca? Why did I wish him well?
No, I don't
Are you
wish him
saying
well at
something
all.
different? Go ahead, Bobby.
I don't wish him well at all.
I don't. He's an enemy now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
after the way he behaved, what are you wishing him well for? Rubbish. I wish he falls flat on his face.
I actually hope he loses 10 games in a row. Yeah. What is Mother saying? Oh, Xabi Alonso got bare work to do this preseason in it. Gonna get these lads firing. All right, let's see. By the way, Enzo was the worst player on the pitch yesterday. He's having an underwhelming World Cup. Let's be honest here. Chances are the Madrid statement might have been one of the reasons why he played poorly. He's a human being because he was talking for them, naked for them, actually, by the way, and pole dancing for them, and then they made such a statement. That's gotta hurt. That probably broke his heart. So, yeah, probably you have anything to add to that?
I just think, as a person, Enzo Fernandez must be extremely dislikable. He seems very childish. He seems quite ignorant. And yes, added to that, he's young. It just makes it quite a difficult person to get along with.
I think you're
Yeah,
missing
I
one thing.
think,
I think he seems arrogant too.
yeah. The Real Madrid statement, if he's seen it, of course it will hurt. Because you're right, he was twerking, pole dancing, and all sorts, as you've said. So it's a humiliation. And if he's a sensible guy, he will reset and knuckle down where he is. But I don't know. I question his temperament as an individual.
I do. It doesn't look like he has self-control. Honestly, yeah, I do question his temperament too. Let's see. What I wish, I hope Man City sack Maresca. They actually they I think they know how. What's the length of the contract he signed? Actually, I can't quite remember. But yeah, this is
It was 3 years.
yeah, I think I just discovered. Oh, 3 years. Okay, I just discovered where we're gonna be going for news. The Yahoo News, and there's also injuries. It says Reece James hamstring. He may return on the 5th for England. So this is accurate, and that's what I like about it. So yeah, we
I
could.
hate what's happening with Reece James.
Yeah, go
You
ahead. Can you
know,
talk about him? About that, Bobby?
Reece James is playing for his country. All those players, if they were, if they had both their legs cut off, they'll still get on the pitch for their country. So Reece will put his entire career on the line to get on that pitch. The decision to play should not be in his hands. It's like what Cole Palmer was doing for us at Chelsea. He had injuries. Cole, are you able to play? He'll say yes. Of course, they'll say yes. So I think um, Tuchel hasn't helped Reece at all. And if he plays him again and he gets injured again, I will never forgive him.
I think Jay is right. He's gonna butcher him just like he butchered what's his name. Every time we talk about how Tuchel, how he utilizes his favorite players, Mason Mount comes to mind. He ruined him. He flogged their life out of him.
Yeah.
Even the average Chelsea fan at the time could tell that Mason Mount was mentally tired, needed a break. Tuchel didn't give him that break because why? Mason Mount, whenever he's on the pitch, he runs and runs and runs. Even though his decision making reflected the fact at the time that he needed a break, he didn't give him that break. He's gonna cause us a serious problem with Reece James, I believe. I hope he doesn't. Really.
Yeah. He did the
Yeah.
same thing between him and Deschamps. They did the same thing to N'Golo Kante.
The Shams did that to N'Golo Kante, and yeah, both actually did it. Once he, the French national team, once he recovers and is 10% fit, they call them. They will include them in their squad. Yeah, they both flogged the life out of him, mentally and otherwise. Yeah, he's a human being. Then proceeds to add he was twerking, dancing. Jay, can you leave me alone? I do not have your time right. I honestly do not have your time right now. Well, I think the last item we have lined up, we'll go through it and then go news hunting to see if anything new emerged as the show progressed. Well, we'll see. Jay is killing me here, really. Right. Let me see. I'll get back to that in a bit. That's a good one. So laughter every now and then is good. So let's see. Anything else? Okay. Yeah. I'm not sure what language that is, but yeah, appreciate you for joining. And who's this? And this is Tawanan Shai. I'm not gonna try to pronounce it. Blue Cool really playing with fans' feelings. Still in for Xhaka. Just get the deal done. I'm not into just get the deal done, but I'm sorry I'm not able to pronounce your name, but big up to you and thank you for joining the conversation. All right, let's see the representation window once more. Let's look at the injury list and see if there's anything we need to look at there. Right, the second one, Wesley Fofana, may return on that's September. Yep, September 5th. Okay, he's suspended. Mihailo Mudryk suspended, may return 2030. Okay. Is that 2030? Is that, yeah, 2030. Okay. Dang it. No, yeah, 2030. Yeah, that's accurate. Emmanuel Emera may return. Yeah, he hasn't even joined us or yet. He's injured. May return 2026 on 08. Okay, August. Jamie Gittins may return August 2. Caleb Wiley, August also. Romeo Lavia may return in August. Aaron Anselmino may return in August also. Estavo may return in August also.
Is Lavia injured again?
They did say undisclosed. Nothing. So which probably nothing. Probably just fitness. So since it says undisclosed, hamstring for Emma, hamstring for Jamie Gittins, hamstring for Aaron Anselmino, hamstring for Estevao, hamstring for Reece James, suspension for Wesley Fofana, suspension for Mihailo Mudryk, hamstring for Emma. We've read that too. So yeah, I think we should just go for and see if anything new emerged. News hunting time, and after that we'll call it a day. Right. If you have any question, go ahead, shoot for it, and I'll try to answer your question. And remember, don't ask any difficult questions. Otherwise, I will pretend I can't see your question. Just call me Tawan. All right. Good. Thank you for making it easy for me. It says, how far with Granit Xhaka? Nothing new. Conflicting reports out there. Some suggest that Chelsea haven't given up. Some are suggesting it's over. The deal is off. But there's no telling what is the fact there. So we just have to wait and see what happens. All right. Let's see. News hunting time. Let's go to Vince's timeline. My go-to place when it's news hunting time, and see if anything new emerged as the show progressed. And if you haven't, please take a second, drop a like on the video, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. There's nothing else to talk about here. After the news hunting, we'll call it a day. And Tawan is saying Romeo Lavia needs to be sold, not Andrea Santos. But you can't sell an unfit player. If a player is injured, you just cannot sell them. And I think the club aren't looking to sell Romeo Lavia at a loss. Yeah, they want to sell him and make some gain, and probably might not be able to sell him now since he isn't fully fit. So it's not that simple. It's a complicated situation, really. So let's go news hunting, and if there's nothing new to talk about, we call it a day, and we'll come back at it. It may be streaming in the evening if anything new, interesting emerges. So not a new reminder. Arsenal won the league, but okay, tall star boy Saka was still worse than Palmer. Yeah. All right. Strasbourg are particularly interested in IK. Okay, is that okay? IK serious striker Robbie Ure, who is the leading scorer in the Swedish league with 16 goals in 16 games. Dang it, that's one goal per game. All right, Enzo Fernandez's partner Valentina, when asked about desire to leave in Madrid, no, I am fine. My son was born in England. He goes to school there and is very happy. You see that she's an excellent liar, or she's telling the truth, but I'm not sure what to believe right now. But Bobby, let's hear you.
Well, we have to allow him the opportunity to make his way back. So, if using his wife is a tool with which he can engineer a reason to knuckle down at Chelsea, then fine. I'm not really that worried about it, to be honest. It's better
But
she
why did she
says
say
that than says
much?
the.
Why
Sorry?
did she say much when her husband was twerking naked and on the pole on the streets of Madrid? She didn't
Well,
say
that.
much. She was actually smiling. I think in one of the interviews she was with him.
Well, she's
All
not
of a
going to
sudden,
say
after the
anything, is
Madrid
she?
comment, go ahead,
You
Bobby.
know, she's not going to say anything, is she? She wasn't
No,
asked
yeah,
to say
in
anything.
all honesty, yeah.
And now she's been asked, she said something. I think we should be happy that she said what she said rather than double down on the whole Madrid thing. Look, the Madrid situation is a humiliation. You know, I gave that analogy of the guy that somebody told him he was good looking and all that when he's just an average dude. Then he sees this knockout broad in the club, and he starts pestering her and going after her persistently. And she looks at him thinking, well, who's this? What do you want? And shuns him. This is what Real Madrid have done to Enzo. Enzo's reprieve is to shut his mouth, knuckle down at Chelsea, probably even sign whatever contract they had if it's still on the table. That's his reprieve. If he keeps, throwing tantrums and that, it just is such a bad look for him. It doesn't look good. You don't beg, it's bad. It's all round. It's bad. This guy cost £106 million in excess. He has 7 years of contract. There's no snowball in hell that will have Chelsea sell him for anything less than 120 million in a market where midfielders are going for 116. An average midfielder that would have cost about 60 million before in Elliot Anderson went for 116 million pounds, hands down, no add-ons. Look at what Tottenham paid for a midfielder. What's his name? Mateus, whatever, from West Ham, a relegated side. 85 million pounds, hands down, no add-ons. Look at what they paid for Tonali, and you think you can just walk up and pick up Enzo like that? Even if he wasn't even if he wasn't playing well. It's a pointless. It's stupid. So if he so in what planet did he even start to think of himself to be that great a player that the likes of uh, uh, Madrid will be jumping through hoops for him? Look at their midfield and look at him to start with. Even people are saying, oh, maybe Arsenal. Yeah, really? Arsenal go and spend 120 million pounds on a backup player. Because if he goes there, he's a backup. Look at their midfield. Man City don't need him. PSG, they don't need him. It's a luxury. And at 120 million, you got to be an all-out starter. So he should knuckle down, face his career, and build up at Chelsea. Let's not forget that he was part of the problem last season. If he'd shut his mouth in the first place, maybe he wouldn't have been suspended for those games he was suspended. I remember seeing him on the pitch when we were getting humiliated home and away. So he can't pretend that all this was going on around him and he wasn't a part of it. That's why I question his temperament. If he doesn't knuckle down, I'll just think he's a fool. And anywhere he goes, he's going to carry that foolish attitude with him. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, indeed. We wait and see what happens. Thank you so much for that, Bobby. Let's see. Where are we? A lot to. Okay, read. Let's see. He says, where do you think Enzo will go? Arsenal or Real Madrid? I don't think he goes to Arsenal. He might to Real Madrid. Not this transfer window. Maybe later maybe in the future, but not this particular transfer window. I don't see that happening, and that's just an opinion. I'm not saying certainly that would be the case, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. I think if he's a sensible, if he has any self-respect, I think he wouldn't appreciate what Madrid did, even
Exactly.
though,
I mean,
yeah,
for this summer, anything can happen in football, that's for sure. But to be honest, for this summer, after putting out a statement like that, for Real Madrid, it will be an almighty turnaround if they go for him. And for him to go and accept that after being humiliated like that, is like a dog going back to eat up his vomit. He should keep well and truly away from Real Madrid this summer. Next summer, maybe. Maybe even next January, maybe. Time has to pass. Water has to go under this bridge because the bridge has been damaged big time. This has never happened. This has.
yeah.
I can't think of a single club that has done this.
No, nothing close. I think people were trying to draw conclusions that Real Madrid they've done that before. No, in the
They
case of
haven't.
Ronaldo, what they said at the time that he may never get a chance to play for Real Madrid again. Eden Hazard's the first season that they wanted him, they didn't say anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was always going to happen because he was doing too much,
He
and he was
was
going
really
to,
doing too much.
yeah, he was doing too much, and I wouldn't be surprised at Chelsea to hear that Chelsea actually reached out and say, if you guys aren't really talking to this guy, you better say something.
Yeah. It's common sense. And these clubs, right, they're beginning to build up some sort of unofficial understanding because they're beginning to see that player power is too much. Players can hold them to ransom even after signing concrete contracts. And they're beginning to build up some sort of fraternity. And
Yeah,
these are the
to
signs.
counter that.
Yeah, these are the signs. You didn't want him. He's doing all this for you. Have you seen the midfielders at Real Madrid? I mean, let's keep it real. You know, and who? What? What are you saying? I mean, think about it. I mean, even what he did was unprecedented. So he needs to calm the F down this summer, honestly. Because if he keeps on talking, everybody will turn around and probably be releasing statements. The worst thing that could happen to him now is another club release a statement,
Yeah,
which is impossible.
City could, but they don't want him anyway. If he does that, yeah,
Yeah.
he,
So
he's the
he's got to chill. He's got to calm the f down. The only reason people are even giving him any kind of get out of jail card is his age.
Yeah, I agree. All right. What's your view on Tapsoba as an addition to Lacroix and Xhaka, coach? I wouldn't mind, but it doesn't matter what I think. I just want the manager to get the players he wants. I want, but he's currently injured. I want Schlotterbeck because he's currently injured. I like him a lot, and I'm not sure what Arsenal, what they're actually doing with Nkapie. Did I hear that they're going to sign him on a permanent? But I haven't heard anything since I heard that, honestly. Can we sell this as a guy or loan him out? I cannot stand him. Unfortunately, Chelsea value him. He'd be an excellent tool in the hands of Xabi Alonso. So he might well
Bro,
stay.
you
Yeah,
can't loan out a player that cost you 106 million pounds.
it just wouldn't make sense. Yeah,
Exactly. You just can't. What? Who does that? You know, that kid needs to just shut the f up. You know,
yeah, I agree.
I think he will. I really think he will because Alonso isn't your everyday manager. You know, he's not Maresca. He's not Rosinia. He's not what's that one we got from Brighton? You know, he's got quite some pedigree. So I'm hoping an arrogant swine like Enzo Fernandez would at least be humbled enough to listen to him because he can't, you know, he can't compare himself greater than Xavi Alonso. Is it World Cup? Well, Alonso's won a World Cup. He's won a European championship. He's won the Premier League. He's won Champions League. He's won everything. So you can't start looking down on him. Um, so let's see what happens. But on loan, it's out of the question. Out of the question.
Most definitely, I agree. I agree. What else do we have here? Yes, Bobby is speaking from experience.
True, absolutely true.
Yeah, you see the comment on the screen?
Uh, what's this? I can't really see it well. I've not got my
He's
glasses.
saying, I think Bobby is speaking from experience, Katila. Bobby, are you an average looking bloke?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Look, it's happened. We've all had that happen to us. You go to some girl in the club and she just ices you. You know, she ices you like you don't even exist. Like you're something she stood on when she was walking into the club from the street. That's what's happened to Enzo.
Yeah, and
He's been
that's shameful,
iced.
really.
Yeah.
If I were him, I'd never join Madrid again.
Well,
That's embarrassing in
not
every
if he's got
aspect.
some self-respect.
Jesus Christ, I will not go there again.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
nasty.
that's
And
nasty
you
indeed.
can see how their fans would be to him. You
Hmm.
know, Madrid is a very unforgiving place. If by some nonsense he ends up there, if he doesn't trap a ball properly or he misses a chance, oh my gosh.
Yeah,
That fan base, you think Chelsea fans are bad? They are toxic with a capital T. They will F you up and make your life hell if you don't, if you're not really um, performing week in, week out. You know,
yeah.
especially if
It's
you.
not it's not they're not forgiven.
No, they're not. They'll mess you up. You know, especially if you're um, coming under that sort of cloud. You know, there were times they were even booing Eden Hazard. Remember? Hazard with his injury, he'll come up and he wasn't really on form, and that they started booing him.
Even though he
Madrid,
wasn't being played.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, Madrid is not a place for the
yeah.
faint-hearted. Look what they do to Mbappe. That should tell you everything. Mbappe will miss a chance and they'll be hissing and whining and you know Vinny Jr. when he first came. Remember when he was having
Yeah.
all that ruckus with Benzema?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. A lot. Yeah. All right. Tawan says we actually have the money to buy Xhaka, but these owners and directors are brain dead and greedy. Okay. Here's the thing. Let me say this again. You're not paying attention. You're just, you could say, absorbing the information out there from a perspective that suits what you already, your preconceived notion of what's going on. Sunderland doesn't want to sell. That has always been their stance, according to Fabrizio Romano and David Unston. Those two, they haven't mentioned anything. So they haven't mentioned anything. So it's just some outlets mentioning numbers because they are exploiting our vulnerability. To be more specific, you could say the lack of trust in our owners, which I don't blame anybody for not trusting them, but I'm just saying they're exploiting that by mentioning a certain amount of money. That's exactly the amount of money that a believable amount actually that Sunderland are demanding that amount of money and Chelsea aren't willing to meet that. It's absolute nonsense. And I'm going to say this. I think I saw somebody ask a question on X about that. If Chelsea went ahead, if we go ahead and pay £30 million for him, I'm not going to complain. Even though I know it's too much for a 34-year-old who has 2 years left on his contract, who's made it clear he wants to join us. I'm not going to complain. But more importantly, the manager wants him. That's the reason I'm not going to complain. And if we end up saying, yeah, let's say that Sunderland say they want 25 million and we say, nah, we're not doing that, I'll be fine with it. Because yes, then it doesn't have to be Xhaka. We can actually find another experienced player. That maybe the only thing that would change would be the dynamics. Because there are no two players who are exactly the same on planet Earth. Dynamics would
Well,
change,
people are
but
talking about Xhaka and leadership. They so quickly forgot what's that guy from West Ham, Bowen.
Gerard Bowen,
Yeah, it's just that he hasn't worked with Alonso before, but Bowen is another
experienced
leader of
player.
that nature. Yeah.
Look, it doesn't have to be him. And I think if Sunderland are willing to sell, but signs are they don't want to sell. If they are willing to sell, if we don't get our man, it be because Chelsea and Alonso agree. Yeah, it just doesn't work. It's not worth it. Okay. Who will be main striker? There will be no main striker. That will be competition. And that's at least what I believe will be the case. Well said, Bobby, on Enzo Fernandez. Watching him when Argentina played against Cabo Verde, I saw an ordinary average player, not the overhyped player that Enzo is really. In fact, Enzo must be so. I don't think he's overhyped. I think he's a very good player. I think he's been one of our best players for a while now. But I have issues with him twerking for Madrid and also twerking naked, actually. Thank you. I appreciate you. Let's see. Maresca was told the
I
Chelsea
forgot
player.
wild pole dancing as well.
Yeah, the Chelsea players that they are lucky to play for Chelsea. Maresca may have directed that to Fernandez. Maybe that changed because he didn't tell them the truth. They probably didn't know he was talking to what's his name, Manchester City, because everything we heard At the time, a lot of people believed he was sacked unjustly, really. What Real Madrid said to Enzo Fernandez is nothing short of public humiliation. If he had any sense of self-respect, he would never go to Real Madrid. And I would do the same. And I said it, yeah. If I were Enzo Fernandez, they called me, I said, nah, I'll make sure I make it public that you guys want me, but I'd rejected you guys. I think Pep Chavarría would be a perfect signing. I think so too. He's a good player. Coach, have we completed the signing of any player this season? One, Marco Palestra. Then the 17-year-old kid signed. That's the model, but we didn't sign him to be part of the first team. Who else? You can argue we signed also. He's just joining. What's his name? Valentin Barco. Emera and
Kwenda.
And Kwenda too, yeah, good one too, excellent player. Pep Chavarría would be a perfect signing, I believe you. I think I've read that. And Ibro says, let's just say Pastore is a joke, he's an idiot maybe. But here's the thing: the reason I'm saying it's important to say that cautiously. Chances are he was directed to say that. Yeah. Bobby is more like 50 Cent in that club. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. All right. Now, but if you lot think Xabi Alonso is going to fix this lot overnight, you are some proper heavy stuff. Wow. What is Modmana smoking? Jesus Christ. Really? Unbelievable. Okay, this Enzo Fernandez guy is asking if we can challenge for the league. What is he on crack? Did he really ask that? I think that's some made up bull crap. Madrid fans never respected Hazard. I don't even think they remember even. I think they mismanaged him. They didn't respect him, I agree. If we had offered Sunderland 30 million, they would have moved the goalpost. They don't want to sell him. And if I were one of the owners of Sunderland, I wouldn't sell him either. Our best players last season. Maybe one of our best players. And also, I'd keep him and I wouldn't mind losing him as a free agent as long as we remain in the Premier League and make it to the top 4 and make it to Europe again. Make a lot of money. Twice, you can say 3 times that amount, actually. So it makes sense that they don't want to sell him. Enzo destroyed himself and ruined his career by this declaring himself a megastar, yet he's just an average player. I'm not gonna, you can say, try to cope by slandering him. I still think he's a good player. What's up to you too? The vibe! Big up to you. I appreciate you finding the time to join the conversation this particular edition of the Blue Morning Show. The vibe, nice to see you. They say lateness is greatness, but we'll be rounding up soon. Maybe I'll take a coffee break, take care of my daughter, and then come back again. We continue. Who will be our main striker under Xavi in your thoughts? Let's say, if you need an answer, I'd say, okay, João Pedro. And that's Ride with Me. I like your name. Nkuruma Nwuda, thank you for joining. Madrid made Pogba and Cristiano Eriksen disrespect Manchester United and Sports respectively only to not buy them. Madrid is evil sometimes. They can be. They can be. The dog out, welcome Nkrumah Nwuda. Modmana welcomes you, but Modmana, I think, is becoming too wise. I think I have to recode it, because what was that thing he said here? He said nah, but if he says nah. But if you lot think Xabi Alonso is going to fix this lot overnight, you are on some proper heavy stuff. That's crazy. All right, let's see. Anything else here? Ty, big up to you and thank you for joining the conversation. I do hope you're doing well. I appreciate you for joining. It says Enzo should leave before we chase him. Glitch Ghost. That's a good one. Okay, let's see if anything new emerged. Enzo Fernandez's wife saying, let's read that one more time. He says, Enzo Fernandez's partner, not wife, okay. Valentina, when asked about desire to leave in Madrid, no, I am fine. My son was born in England. He goes to school there, and I am very happy. Okay, Fans Connect, I don't want to do that. Anything else? Emmanuel Petit on Maxine's Lacroix saying bad luck. Nothing new, Bobby. Anything else you want to say before we call it a day? If there's any need to come to stream again, we should.
No, not at the moment. In fact, I have to go, Coach. I've got visitors at the moment.
Right. Ty, I'm not sure. I appreciate you for joining. I'm not sure. Ty, what are you trying to say? What are the oncoming signings that Chelsea can do on the Xavi? We could, yeah. You can say we're on the verge of completing the signing of what's his name, Pep Chavarría. We could sign his former midfield general. How am I forgetting his name already? Granit Xhaka, and we could also sign Maxine's Lacroix. Not saying for certain that will be the case. What is your view on Trafford of Bournemouth as an addition to strengthen our left side flank? Honestly, if I say I know him that much to argue effectively for Chelsea to sign him, I'll be lying. But Dante did speak about him, I think, the last time. The pause, then continuation. Ty, you and I are gonna fight. But nothing new. I'm gonna refresh this one more time to see if anything new emerged as the show progressed. Okay, Right With Me says, how can Xhaka help if he comes? He makes it easier for Xabi Alonso to implement his approach because he's worked with him. One of his most reliable, one of his most reliable players at Leverkusen. He's general, you could argue, a leader on and off the pitch, and so for a start, he's an excellent midfielder, an excellent defensive midfielder, and he has good vision too, good passing range. He can actually hit the ball so sweetly, and as Mikhail would say, if he hits the ball, so he stays hit. As Mikhail would say, he can shoot very, very well, can get you goals from outside the box, good set piece taker, but more importantly, it will make it a lot easier for Xabi Alonso to implement his approach. Osimhen to Chelsea, Ivan Ajaku, I'm guessing a Nigerian brother, that will not happen. I don't think it happens again. That's just my opinion. And I'd rather we sign Victor Boniface, but the problem is that he's hardly ever fit. He's the more complete of the two players. Osimhen, more of a traditional number 9. And every time I say that, my Nigerian brothers will start cussing the heck out of me. All right, but that's by the way, I think we've come to the natural end of this particular edition of the Blue Morning Show, and I want to say thank you to our senior panelist, Bobby, who's kept me company to the end of this particular edition of the Morning Show. I cannot thank you enough. And in the chat, okay, give me 1 second here. And in the chat, we have Ajaku, who just joined. Ajaku, thank you for joining. And Right With Me, I like your name. I appreciate that name. Thank you for joining. Ty, thank you for joining. Who else? Jabalani Jamalo, thank you for joining. Ibro, my bro, was also here. Thank you for joining. Jay was here. Nkrumah Nwuda was also here. And the Void was also here. Abe was also here. Tawan also here. And by the way, before we call it a day, 2 more subscribers to get to 30k subscribers. And if that happens before tomorrow, then we'll do a giveaway for custom Chelsea kit tomorrow, that with your name on the back, or you get the cash equivalent. And Nipun Sharma also was also here. And if I missed your name, apologies, I'm only human. See you guys next time. God bless us all. Cheers.
From the bridge to the stand, I carry that crest in my hand. Rain on my shoulders, still I stand. Tell me who wears it like we can. Mud on the boots, heart of gold. Those stories living in the cold. Every name that the walls still hold. I was born for this, I was told. Hear that roll in the air, feel that fire everywhere. We don't bend, we don't fold. We were cut from that blue gold. Blue till the end, blue till the end. We rise again, we rise again. Blue till the end, blue till the end. This is our name, this is our skin. When the pressure comes down hard, we don't flinch, we play our part. Every scar on the badge says more than 1,000 songs before. From the first whistle to the last, we remember where we came from fast. No throne, no crown, no borrowed fame, just a city calling out that name. Hear that roll in the air, feel that fire everywhere. We don't bend, we don't fold, we were cut from that blue gold. Blue till the end, blue till the end. We rise again, we rise again. Blue till the end, blue till the end. This is our name, this is our skin. Let the whole ground shake, let the whole world know. We don't chase a moment, we are the home. Hands up high, voice up loud. Same old pride, same crowd. Blue till the end, blue till the end. We rise again, we rise again. Blue till the end, blue till the end. This is our name, this is our skin. Yeah. Ooh. Blue till the end, blue till the end. Loyalty stays even through the storm. From the bridge to the stand, I carry that crest in my hand. Rain on my shoulders, still I stand. Tell me who wears it like we can. Mud on the boots, heart of gold. Those stories living in the cold. Every name that the walls still hold. I was born for this, I was told. Hear that roll in the air, feel that fire everywhere. We don't bend, we don't fold. We were cut from that blue gold. Blue till the end, blue till the end. We rise again, we rise again. Blue till the end, blue till the end. This is our name, this is our skin. When the pressure comes down hard, we don't flinch, we play our part. Every scar on the badge says more than 1,000 songs before. From the first whistle to the last, we remember where we came from fast. No throne, no crown, no borrowed fame, just a city calling out that name. Hear that roll in the air, feel that fire everywhere. We don't bend, we don't fold, we were cut from that blue gold. Blue till the end, blue till the end. We rise again, we rise again. Blue till the end, blue till the end. This is our name, this is our skin. Let the whole ground shake, let the whole world know. We don't chase a moment, we are the home. Hands up high, voice up loud. Same old pride, same crowd. Blue till the end, blue till the end. We rise again, we rise again. Blue till the end, blue till the end. This is our name, this is our skin. Yeah. Ooh. Blue till the end, blue till the end. Loyalty stays even through the storm. From the bridge to the stand, I carry that crest in my hand. Rain on my shoulders, still I stand. Tell me who wears it like we can. Mud on the boots, heart of gold. Those stories living in the cold. Every name that the walls still hold. I was born for this, I was told. Hear that roll in the air, feel that fire everywhere. We don't bend, we don't fold. We were cut from that blue gold. Blue till the end, blue till the end. We rise again, we rise again. Blue till the end, blue till the end. This is our name, this is our skin. When the pressure comes down hard, we don't flinch, we play our part. Every scar on the badge says more than 1,000 songs before. From the first whistle to the last, we remember where we came from fast. No throne, no crown, no borrowed fame, just a city calling out that name. Hear that roll in the air, feel that fire everywhere. We don't bend, we don't fold, we were cut from that blue gold. Blue till the end, blue till the end. We rise again, we rise again. Blue till the end, blue till the end. This is our name, this is our skin. Let the whole ground shake, let the whole world know. We don't chase a moment, we are the home. Hands up high, voice up loud. Same old pride, same crowd. Blue till the end, blue till the end. We rise again, we rise again. Blue till the end, blue till the end. This is our name, this is our skin. Yeah. Ooh. Blue till the end, blue till the end. Loyalty stays even through the storm. From the bridge to the stand, I carry that crest in my hand. Rain on my shoulders, still I stand. Tell me who wears it like we can. Mud on the boots, heart of gold. Those stories living in the cold. Every name that the walls still hold. I was born for this, I was told. Hear that roll in the air, feel that fire everywhere. We don't bend, we don't fold. We were cut from that blue gold. Blue till the end, blue till the end. We rise again, we rise again. Blue till the end, blue till the end. This is our name, this is our skin. When the pressure comes down hard, we don't flinch, we play our part. Every scar on the badge says more than 1,000 songs before. From the first whistle to the last, we remember where we came from fast. No throne, no crown, no borrowed fame, just a city calling out that name. Hear that roll in the air, feel that fire everywhere. We don't bend, we don't fold. We were cut from that blue gold.